Rama Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare. Kalaye Sundarakaram Sadaika Priyadarshanam Ajnananashakam Devam Satgurum Muralidharam Murali Manditakarakamalam Munijanamohanam Vyatyastapadam Vanamaladharinam Prema Bhaktamandala Nitya Kirtitam Shri Premika Varadam Ashayeham. Radhe Radhe. With the immense blessings of our Guru Maharaj and by the causeless mercy of our Maharanya, our Madhuri Sakhi Sameta, Shri Premika Varadan Thakurji, I feel very blessed to be here, and I feel very blessed to tell you a story shared by our Ramuji about why we constantly sing Ashtapatis in Jagannatha Puri. So usually it's said whenever we read Bhagavatam, it makes Krishna very happy, right? But actually, when we make our Guru happy, then we actually have the taste and the liking to read Bhagavatam. And we are so fortunate right now that in our weekly satsang, we have Shobhaji teaching us Bhagavatam with the meaning, because for many people, they say, man, if I'm learning some kind of sloka and if I don't know the meaning of it, is it even okay that I'm saying it? The answer is yes. Even though we may not understand the sloka that we're reading, Bhagavan, who's listening to all of us, can definitely understand what we're saying, and he'll bless us more. So let me now share a story that happened about 500 years ago in the 12th century. So we all know that there's 50 plus states in India, right? 25 plus states in India, and there's one beautiful state called Orissa. And in Orissa, it holds the Lord of our universe in a place called Puri, and it's called Jagannatha Puri, and the Lord who resides there is Jagannatha Swami. And we might all be familiar with Sri Jagannatha Swami because we have lots of Ratha Yatras happening over here. And so we know that our Jagannatha Swami, he does not like to ride alone. He always rides with his brother Balramji and his sister Subhadraji. So the big chariot, it's usually pulled by over 500,000 of people. And this place, Puri, is known for two main things. Number one, you always get delicious prasadam. If you're a lover of sweets like me, then you're gonna find pots of it in Puri. Number two, there are no conditions for taking this prasadam. You can even take this prasadam if you haven't even taken a bath. So in Tirupati, there are two famous songs that are constantly being sung, which is Suprabhadam and Mangalam. Kamala kucha chuka kunkumato niyata tunita tulani ratano, and Kausalya Supraja Rama Purva Sandhya Pravartate Uttishta Narasha Durla Kartavyam Devamanikam. So likewise in Jagannatha Puri, the most famous songs that are constantly being sung are Ashtapatis or Gita Govindam, because that's what our Jagannatha Swami likes, right? So, and our Guru Maharaj, he's installed Jagannatha in a place called Govindapuram, and it's near Kumbakonam. So our Jagannatha loves to hear Ashtapatis or Gita Govindam, and there are over 24 Ashtapatis. The first Ashtapadi talks about the 10 avatars of Bhagavan. Pralaya payodhi jale Gopal Krishna Dhritavanasi Vedam Vihita Vahitra Charitra Shri Ram. So like I said, there are over 24 Ashtapatis, and they usually talk about the divine leelas of Krishna and our Madhuri Sakhi, our Radharani. So in the Puri Jagannath temple, there will always be someone who is constantly singing these Ashtapatis. Like in Guruvayur, Srimad Bhagavatam and Narayaniyam is always sung there. Likewise, in Puri, there's always someone who's constantly singing these Ashtapatis. So how Bhagavan ordained and how he ordered that these Ashtapatis be sung all the time, it's a very interesting story. And it happened back when kings ruled our kingdoms. So back then, kings would be very, very devoted to Bhagavan. So kings in Trivandrum, Kerala, they would all be very devoted to Padmanabha Swami. In Tamil Nadu, Chola kings would be very devoted to Ranganatha Swami, and Mathura Rajasthani Rajputs would be very devoted towards Krishna. So these kings were filled with bhakti, and they had constant love towards Bhagavan. And because they had so much bhakti towards Bhagavan, they always ruled their kingdoms without harming their people, and they and the kings were like fathers who took care of their children. They would make sure none of their citizens got hurt, and they would take care of their kingdom. And they ruled with so much love towards their kingdom. And usually some kings they would order some servants to like clean the temples and do this and that for them. But kings back then, they would go to the temple and they would clean it themselves. They would sweep the floors and they would dust the cobwebs, and they would do lots of seva for Bhagavan. So the king of Puri, he was very, very devoted to Bhagavan, and he always took care of his people. So Ashtapatis were written by our Sri Jayadeva Swami, and he had a beautiful wife named Padmavati Devi. So Sri Jayadeva Swami would teach Ashtapatis to the little boys of the kingdom, and for the girls, they were very shy to learn from a man. So Jayadeva Swami taught the special meaning to Padmavati Devi, and Padmavati Devi started teaching to the little girls of the neighborhood. And Padmavati Devi would have so much students. She would teach daughters of flower vendors, daughters of princesses, great pandits, and Padmavati Devi she had one extra thing that she did when she taught these Ashtapatis. She would enact these Ashtapatis with so much bhakti, and she would literally have tears in her eyes while enacting them. And back then, the kids, they didn't really have any notebooks to like write down their Ashtapatis, and so they easily by hearted them in their head. So out of all of Padmavati Devi's students, there was one girl, and she was the daughter of a flower vendor. And this girl, she loved Ashtapatis so much. You know how we have like a song stuck in our head, like if we love it so much, we just like hum it all the time. Likewise, this girl loved Ashtapatis so much, she would constantly be humming it while doing her chores. And the thing is, she wouldn't even know the meaning of these Ashtapatis, but she sings them because it pleases her guru, Padmavati Devi, and she feels this divinity around her. Every time she sings these Ashtapatis, she feels like a divine presence around her. And she likes that, and she knows it'll please and she'll know it'll please her guru. So one day, she was in the garden, and she had a basket, and she was plucking flowers from the garden. And that garden would have many flowers. It would have chrysanthemums, lotuses, daisies. But on that particular day, she was plucking jasmine flowers. And on that day, she was singing the 19th Ashtapadi, and it's very special to our Bhagavan Shri Krishna, because it talks about how Bhagavan loves our Radharani Devi. रुदति मयि कोपिनि देहि करणकर शरगातम् देहि करणकर शरगातम् घटय भुजबन्धनं जनय रथकण्डनं घटय भुजगण्डनं जनय रथकण्डनं येन वा भवति सुखजातम् येन वा भवति सुखजातम् प्रिये चारुशीले प्रिये चारुशीले त्वमसि मम जीवनं त्वमसि मम भूषणं त्वमसि मम भवजलधिरत्वं त्वमसि मम जीवनं त्वमसि मम भूषणं त्वमसि मम भवजलधिरत्वं भवतु भवति मयि सततमनुरोदिने भवतु भवति मयि सततमनुरोदिने तत्र मम हृदयम् अतियत्वं तत्र मम हृदयम् अतियत्वं प्रिये चारुशीले प्रिये चारुशीले So she was singing and she was plucking these jasmine in her basket, right? But little did she know that Krishna was right behind her and he was watching everything. And Krishna, he was so mesmerized by her voice, and he was very captivated by her voice. And Krishna wanted to gift her something, but he didn't know what to give her. And he thought, should I give my flute to her? But no, I have to play my flute while she's singing. Should I give my peacock feather to her? But no, that peacock feather dances while she's singing, right? What if I give my trinklets to her? But no, that's the percussion while she's singing. And usually when we don't know something, we fidget with our hands, right? And Bhagavan had this beautiful golden ring with studded diamonds on his hand, and he thought, I will give this ring to her. So he secretly dropped the ring in her basket and making sure that she doesn't see it. Because imagine how we might feel if Bhagavan came right in front of us. Won't we just be awestruck, right? So he secretly put the ring in her basket. And then after that, she was on her way home. And during that time, the minister came to her house, and he asked the flower vendor for a fresh basket of jasmine flowers. Right then, the girl walked in with a fresh basket of jasmine flowers. And she gave the basket to the minister, and her parents thought, wow, she saved the day. That's what they thought. And so the minister was on his way home, okay? And he had the basket filled with jasmine flowers and Bhagavan's ring inside of it. And the minister wanted to do a special puja for Bhagavan. And as he was doing puja, he came across the ring. And that ring, it was diamond studded, and it had the king of Puri's stamp on it. And he wondered, why would Bhagavan's ring be in this basket? The flower vendor's daughter gave it to me. Do you think she stole it? She must have stolen it. So the minister immediately went to the kingdom, and he met the Raja, and he showed him the ring, and he was like, Maharaja, come see this. And he showed the ring to the Maharaja, and the Maharaja said, oh yes, Bhagavan came in my dream about a month ago and he asked for this ring and I put it on his finger. Why do you have it? And the minister said, no, Maharaja, I found this ring in my flower basket as I was doing puja to Bhagavan. And the king was very confused and he asked, who gave you this basket? And the minister said, the flower vendor's daughter gave this basket to me. The king was very confused. He said, did you accidentally take the prasadam basket? The ring must have gotten misplaced there. It must have somehow gotten misplaced there. And the minister said, no, Maharaja, I found this ring in the flower basket that the flower vendor's daughter had given me. So immediately the king brought the flower vendor's daughter to the palace, and there were many ministers there, and they were all looking at her, and she was very confused as to what was going on. And then the king, with a booming voice, asked questions to her. Did you take Maharaja's ring? Did you steal it? He asked in such a booming voice to her, and the little girl, being confused, she started crying. And she had no clue what was going on, and she knew that she was innocent. The Maharaja also somewhat knew that she was innocent too, because his daughter and the flower vendor's daughter both went to Padmavati's class together. So, but the king was very, very confused as to why this ring was in the flower basket. He was still very confused. And so was the girl. She was also very confused. And they both had no explanation for it. So, the king called his guards and took the girl back to the room and told the guards to keep her there until the matter is resolved. So once the girl got to her room, she started praying to Padmavati Devi and Bhagavan, saying, Bhagavan, I didn't do anything. Why am I in such a situation? Please get me out of this situation. I'm innocent. I didn't do anything. And little do we know that this was all a play of Bhagavan. Okay, and the king went to sleep, and once he went to sleep, there came Bhagavan in his dream. Kanaka baradari chap koti kandarp sundar hai kamala ramano vishnuhu vikasat kamalananaha chanka chakradaro devaha sharanagata vatsalah Bhavashi Maduram Vakyam Bhagavan Purushottamah. So our Jagannatha Swami is called Purushottama and Puri is called Purushottama Kshetra. So when the king opened his eyes, it was as if he saw 1,000 bolts of lightning, and apparently that was Bhagavan's golden dhoti. And once the king witnessed Bhagavan, he saw Bhagavan with eyes blooming like lotuses, and his face was so beautiful, and he had lovely garments on him. And beside him was Devi. And Bhagavan said, please release this girl. She didn't do anything. She's completely innocent. I was the one who gave my ring to her. Gita Govinda Ganena Prasanna Hridayam Stuvaham Anguli Yamame Vatate Prayacham Prema Purvakam. When I am filled with love, even I don't know what I'm doing. I was very mesmerized by this girl singing, so I gave this ring to her. Even she doesn't know that I put this ring in her basket, and she also doesn't even know the meaning to these Ashtapadis. She was singing them because it pleases her guru and it pleases me. And whenever she sings these Ashtapadis, she feels this divine presence around her. That's a sign that I am there with her. Like, let me give an example. So when we walk into a room and we smell tulasi and rose petals, we can immediately assume that someone is doing archana with them, archana with them, and likewise, when we feel a divine presence around us, we know that Bhagavan is there somewhere with us. And this girl does these Ashtapadis with so much joy, and and she knows that her guru likes it, so she sings it, and she knows that Krishna likes it, so she's singing it. And even though she doesn't even know the meaning to what she's singing, Bhagavan knows the meaning of what she's singing, right? And it doesn't matter whether she knows the meaning or not. Bhagavan's sanidhyam is there, and that's all that matters. And so Krishna concluded by saying, "Please release this girl. She's innocent. She didn't do anything wrong." The Maharaja was about to wake up from his dream, but then Krishna called out, "Hey Maharaja, I want Ashtapadis to be sung constantly in the Puri Jagannath temple. Make it an order." And once the king woke up, his body was filled. His body was very thrilled. He felt this bursting excitement in his body, and he immediately rushed to the girl's room. So once he went to the girl's room, he made prayer hands, and he said, "My dear child, you are very blessed. Your parents are very blessed, and Bhagavan has given this ring to you because you sang the Ashtapadi so beautifully." So the king immediately gave Bhagavan's ring to the girl. Once the girl was released, she immediately ran to her guru Padmavati Devi, and she showed her the ring. Immediately she was explaining what happened to Padmavati Devi, and Padmavati Devi said, "My dear child, I am very, very proud of you. Bhagavan himself has blessed you." Shri Jayadeva Swami also blessed her, and this is why Ashtapadis are constantly being sung in the Puri Jagannath temple, all because of this incident. So what I learned is, no matter if you know the meaning or not for any Madhura Geetam, Ashtapati, or any sloka in Bhagavatam, doesn't matter. As long as you're doing it for Bhagavan, as long as you have absolute love for Bhagavan, do it. Our Shishi Anna says, "Nyatva nyatva piyo nityamartha bhavam yata tata nityamartha bhavam yata tata gitaye gita govindam tasyeva sulabho harihi." So whether you understand the meaning or not, it doesn't matter. We just do this for the absolute love of Bhagavan. Just like how we don't fail to eat, sleep, or do our daily chores, we shouldn't fail to impress Bhagavan every single day. Just by reading a few verses of Mahabharata, Bhagavatam, or sing a Madhura Geetam, do it for the love of Bhagavan. And I'm pretty sure we're already following this in our daily lives. But for the people who don't generally follow it, I suggest that you start now. I suggest you start doing it right now, because I think it's a very good practice for later on, and Bhagavan will definitely bless you. Thank you for giving me this opportunity for saying this Harikatha. Radhe Radhe.